YouTube channel. I've been watching the news lately, and people are still talking about that big boycott of YouTube. And like this year was like, I don't know, I felt really excited to be on YouTube this year just because like I really wanted to grow my channel and do photography tips and everything. And now with this boycott, it's really kind of scary. One first thing, the first thing that I learned today was that if you don't have 1,000 subscribers, then you can't have monetization on your videos anymore. So basically, if you were on YouTube up until like a week ago, if you put up a video, you could have ads run across the bottom or like on the sides of the video that people could click off if they didn't want to see it, or they could just do whatever they wanted with it. Anyhow, so now you can't have that on any of your videos. I haven't noticed it too much. I noticed that it still says monetized in my little, video manager thing, but on a couple of my videos, I noticed there's no ads at all. I thought, what the hell's going on? I don't know. Just this morning, actually a couple minutes ago, I was still watching Roberto Blake's live stream. He's like a really big YouTuber that gives people tips on how to grow their channel. So I really recommend you go watch that. But he was talking about the fact that even though a whole bunch of these different advertisers are leaving YouTube, other people are taking their place. I think he gave the example of like AT&T. They switched off of YouTube, want to place ads on YouTube anymore, and now T-Mobile is like totally thriving on their channel, which is really good. And it does actually make sense that if somebody leaves the market, somebody else is going to pick it up really quick. So curse all those people that left YouTube. Anyhow, yeah, so I'm really worried about that actually. So basically in the next 3 months, I'm going to try to get my subs up to 1,000, which it seems really kind of scary. So, hey, hi. Oh, hold on. I'm like trying to type at the same time. Yeah, my channel is about photography and just like photojournalism because I'm a photojournalist. And so it's really kind of scary that, all of your ad rates are gone. I watched Odysseus this morning too, and he was pointing out the fact that some big YouTubers who have like 1 million views a video now are down to like 50,000, and people who are like nobodies on YouTube who are boring but they're like super PC, now they have like millions and millions of views. So I don't know, it kind of also, I don't know, it feels a little bit shallow because it's like, it feels a little bit shallow because it's like there used to be a YouTube algorithm, and it used to be subs. You have a certain number of subscriptions, and then that means that you have a certain number of people watching, which means you have a certain number of views. That's how it used to go together. But now, like, that's completely out the door. You could have like hardly anybody subscribing to your channel and have a bunch of views. I guess that's what it means. Anyhow, so I don't want to talk about that anymore because it's so depressing, and I wanted to be happy, and because it's the weekend. Yesterday, I took a whole bunch of rugby pictures, which was really cool. And I kind of forgot, since I was in high school, rugby, my sister played rugby. And so, there's not a lot of padding on her uniform. And it's these girls who are like, because that's how rugby is, But that was really interesting. I got new glasses. Oh, there they are. And it's kind of a funny phenomenon. Sorry, I'm just changing my song. I was listening to Rihanna. This one's Diamonds by Rihanna. But, so yeah, I got these new glasses. And I've had glasses my whole life. And so, it's so funny. This is a brand new prescription. I haven't changed my prescription in like a year. And I get them on. And I was like, yeah, I can see it's fine. And I still had to go out later on that night to pick up something from like the mall or something like that. And it got dark out, and I started looking, when you're driving, you look like 50 feet in front of you while you're driving, and then you look at the cars that are directly in front of you, and I was like, oh my god, the whole thing was blurry. And then after I went home and I read the little note that came along with the glasses saying that, by the way, you should wait like 24 or 48 hours, and then your vision will start to clear again, and your eyes will get used to the glasses. So that's what happened for the past couple of days. I felt like such an idiot. It was really funny, actually. Well, not funny. I was driving on like not a highway, so thank goodness it was like close traffic, and I could still see like 100 feet in front of me. But like after a certain point, it became very fuzzy, and it's different when you are used to seeing everything in sharp clarity. Anyhow, so that was odd. Sorry, I can't really. Oui, je parle français. Je suis canadienne. Does that answer your question? It's kind of weird to be able to type with you at the same time as I'm speaking. But I hope that answers your question. Yeah, so yesterday I took a bunch of red bee photos, and I still have a bunch of stories to write for our newspaper and everything. So I'm going to do that after this. But I wanted to talk about a couple of things. Actually, I was going to show you guys where you can actually see my channel. Here, this is the link to my Twitter page. Can you see that? Ooh, I'm always so weird with this. There it is. Maybe I should turn it and then you can see it better. I have like a super bright white light. There, that's better. So that's my Twitter page. And it looks really similar to my YouTube page. You can subscribe to that if you want, or you don't have to. But yeah, I don't really put lots of negative stuff on there because I'm not a really negative person. And I don't really believe in affecting people that way. But yeah, I'm listening to 24 Karat Magic as well from Bruno Mars. I don't know, for some reason, I just love that soundtrack, that CD. I love it. My favorite song right now is This Is What I Like. I like the beginning where I don't know, for some reason, he kind of reminds me of Michael Jackson too. But like, Michael Jackson in like the 80s and 90s when it was like cool. So yeah, I don't know. Going back to that YouTube idea, I don't know. I just think it's kind of scary. Like, think about it. You have 1,000 subs. Isn't it when you get like 10,000 subs that you get like a silver play button, or 100,000 subs, you get the silver play button sent to you in the mail? It might not seem like a lot, but like 1,000 subs is 1,000 people who are watching you every week, right? So it is kind of important too. I think everybody's really worried because like they're used to a certain thing and they use YouTube as like a business. So now they're like, oh my God. But I'm sure if YouTube actually did fail, which it probably won't, there'll be some other platform that people will be on all the time. Check out my Instagram channel too, because today we're actually going to go out for a little walk. I'm going to use that Polaroid Cube camera. We're actually going out into like a nature hike. Like every week we go on a nature hike. So in this area, I'll try to take pictures of like deer and coyotes and stuff like that. Those are all in this city. I know it sounds really weird, but where we live, there's like bears that approach the city. There's cougars and stuff. And at this time of year, like 30 minutes from where I am right now, is the mountains, right? So at this time of year, bears are like waking up, right? Bears are in hibernation. They're asleep during the winter. They eat a whole bunch of food before winter, and then they go to sleep in a little den. And then at this time of year, they wake up and they're really hungry, so they're all looking for food and everything. And that's usually when you see people who are like, oh my God, a bear! And they get all scared and run or whatever. They don't know the type of bear. You know the funniest thing? When I was living in Saskatchewan, I had somebody actually tell me that they played dead. Like, they would play dead if a bear tried to attack them. And I just looked at her funny, like, what? Because, I thought that was something that every kid learned when they're a little kid and they're living in this part of the country. There are bears in Ontario. We're in the western part of Canada right now. So, but yeah, I was like, don't play dead. Bears aren't stupid, Animals aren't stupid. They can tell if you're alive or dead. Your body sounds like, this is going to be gross, but your body starts to rot when you're dead. So a bear can smell rotting. So if you play dead, they know you're alive. And then they'll probably bite your arm or something and you'll scream. And then, yeah, they'll know for sure that you're alive. All you have to do is Google a bear or bear attack video and you'll see bears, what they do is they'll like nip at you and then they'll jump on you and jump and jump and jump until you're dead, or they'll bite your arm or whatever, or drag you around and stuff. That was scary in the Revenant movie. It was really, really realistic. I remember watching that. That's that movie where Leonardo DiCaprio is like portraying the life of an American settler or like explorer who's trapped in the wilderness after a certain time. And there's a bear attack part of that movie where like a grizzly bear, I think it is, attacks him. And that was the thing that was really shocking to me, that they didn't know the difference between a grizzly bear and a black bear. It was like, you can't play dead and you can't climb a tree because black bears climb trees, right? Anyhow, yeah, it was really interesting to see what people think in different countries and stuff. Every couple of years, there's somebody from like somewhere in Europe who comes here and they're attacked by a bear. They're like, nobody told us that they were bears. Anyhow. I don't know why you want to speak to me in French only. Everybody else can see what's on the chat. I'm listening to this Rihanna song right now, actually, Man Down. It's kind of weird. Like I said before, my mom's from Barbados. So, like, every couple of years we go back to Barbados to visit family and stuff. And I don't know. I think it's one of those cultural things too. Like, you'll never see it in like Canada. Like, they try to do it in Canada. I mean, like crop over, the festival over there. They'll have like a mini crop over here, but it's just like a couple people here. It's not like over there where everybody's in the street. And I noticed that a lot of older people over there, they don't actually go to crop over. This is one thing that was a little weird that I've noticed as well. And I think it's maybe just like people who live in those countries compared to people who are like visiting. First, they can tell right off the bat when you open your mouth because your accent is different or you have no accent at all, right? And I think that's anywhere you go. But the second thing is people who live over there are totally covered. Like, it is 30 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit because, yeah, super hot outside. Sun is blaring down. And they're wearing jeans and like high heels and like full covered shirt and everything. And then you see the tourists who are in like their bikini with their sarong or their little wrap thing, and that's all. And they're walking in the street. And one funny thing that I noticed when I was in Barbados last actually was I tried doing that, walking to the beach. We rented a house that was like 3 blocks away from the beach. We had to cross like a little mini complex area where they were building houses, and people were like yelling at us from the building, going like, like whistling at us from the building, because regular women wear clothes over there. Even if the beach is there, they'll get changed at like the beach hut or their house is on the beach. And another thing too is a lot of those people, this is one thing, what I noticed about like the whole tsunami thing and all of that is people who are in those countries, they don't live on the beach. They don't have a beach house. They have a house up in the hills and they walk down to the beach, or they drive to the beach. And that's just because, like, they know high tide comes in, you have to have a house that's a certain level on a, pier or kind of like a raised house, because the high tide comes in at 12 o'clock at night, or low tides at 12 o'clock in the day, or whatever it is. I understand that you don't build a house beach because eventually it's going to, erode away and house go floating into the river or the ocean. It's kind of scary. And it is kind of scary if you go to like the southern side, I think it is, of Barbados that we used to live in. We live in a place called Paynes Bay in Barbados. Anyhow, so one side of the country is like really pristine beaches, and then the other side of the country is where they have all those really big surfing competitions. I think it's called Bathsheba or something like that. And like it's just big rock outcroppings and everything. And there's no real beach. There's like a tiny little beach, and then it's just rocks, and then it's like rough ocean. And I mean like rough ocean, like 5-foot tall wave crashing against some rocks. Like, you can't jump in the water there because you'll get swept straight out. It's like a riptide. You'll get swept straight out into the ocean, and then you'll drown or whatever, because I don't know, there aren't a lot of ships on the ocean right there to save you or whatever. So today I'm going to make a video about iMovie again, and then I'm going to show you just a little photography tip actually. I'm not sure exactly which one I'm going to do. If you have any ideas that things that you want me to do on my photography channel, I will. I am going to be using that little Polaroid camera and another spy camera that I'm going to put on my sweater, just so that you can see me walking around and see where I'm going, kind of like a bird's eye view kind of point of view. So that'll be really cool. Yeah. There aren't a lot of festivals that are happening just yet, but that'll be really cool also to go out to a couple festivals and take some photos. I actually have to buy a couple more of these little stands. I don't know, they're like sandbag stands that you put on top of studio lights. Actually, I think I showed you guys how to do that on my blog, how to make your own weights. It's just like the studio light is so huge that you can't like just sit it there. It'll fall over. What I mean is, well, I'll see if I can show you actually. There. I don't know if you can see that, but that is a studio light. It's like 7 feet tall above me, and it's made out of steel, so obviously it's gonna fall apart, like, or it'll top over. The top part is heavy, it'll fall off, and it'll just like smack the ground and shatter. So you have to have these bags on it. I can take one of them off. Oh, it's like a almost 20-pound bag, and it's full of sand. It's lined on the inside, but it's 20 pounds that's on the light that's stopping it from toppling over or smashing on the ground or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Here, I should just grab the camera again, and I'll just show you some of the pictures. Well, I'm not going to show you the pictures. You can check out my channel, or maybe I'll actually put it on YouTube, and I'll show you how to do some sports photography on that. One sec. Like I said last time, this is the type of camera that I would use to do sports photography. You know what, maybe I'll just talk a little bit about this camera and about the strap, okay? So basically there are like two types of straps, right? There's a strap like this one that's thick. As you can see, it says Nikon on it, right? And this is a shoulder strap, okay? So they also make a really thin one, and that's a neck strap, and it's like a little thin cord, and like the back of your neck is the thick part. And so the really important part about this is that you don't put this strap around your neck. You don't put it over your head like that. You put the neck strap around your head like this, but you don't put this one around your head. This one goes over your shoulder like that, and your camera hangs down like a purse, like that, right? So the thing is, if you put this one around your neck, if someone tries to steal your camera or rip it on your neck, you'll break your neck. Because this thing is like 10, maybe 15 pounds, this camera. It feels like 10 or 15 pounds, right? Because it's all glass in here, and glass is heavy, and there's like mechanical parts and everything in here. And there's like a grip on the bottom too. So if somebody tries to rip it off your neck with a neck strap, it'll snap. It'll probably give you a really bad burn on your neck, but it'll snap and it'll come off. This one will not break. It's meant to hang. It's supposed to be full, so it won't come off. It'll probably break your shoulder if it's over your shoulder, or it'll drag you if it's around your neck. So that's why they tell you not to carry a camera like this that's super heavy with one of these types of straps around your neck. So whenever you see somebody who's like this, first, they either don't care or they're just tired of holding it on their shoulders, damage their shoulder. But if you see somebody like this, it's wrong. Don't tell them that it's wrong, but it's wrong because it's a lot of stress on your neck because the camera is so heavy. I mean, lots of people, they do it because they think, oh my God, this thing is so freaking heavy, I don't want to carry it like that. But the best thing to do is do it like this. And when you have a second camera, you can crisscross them, or you can wear this harness. I've got the harness for it here too. I should have brought it over the first time so you could see. Hi, I'm back. Okay, so this thing, this contraption, is a harness. I'm trying to find the right side up. It's because it's all inside out. Anyhow, it's a harness. That's how it would go. It would go over your shoulders. Ugh. So it goes over your shoulders like this, and you can hook on, say, like 3 different types of cameras. And that's the only time I would put a heavy camera over my shoulders. Something like this, nobody can break. Look how thick the straps are. They'd have to cut it off of you, right? This part is the part that goes over your waist. And then, I'm sure it's got a couple of hooks on it. Like this, where you can hook up your camera. There's another one here. It's really heavy on your back when you have to carry like a wide angle lens and this kind of lens too. But yeah, so that's a basic kind of photography tip. Don't put this type of strap around your neck. Put it around your shoulder. Because that's what it's for. It's a shoulder strap. It's unfortunate that I don't have a small kind of neck strap to show you how to use it. But that's how you use it. And so this is how you hold a camera. So I'm left-handed, but the shutter button, as you can see, is right there. So I usually just have my finger over top of the shutter button, and I have my hand on this grippy part here, like that. And I have my other hand underneath the lens where it connects to the camera. There's a collar here that I like to hold as well. And that's just the tripod collar or like a monopod collar. There it is on the bottom. You screw the monopod in. And so if you're taking photos of, say, like a football game, you're not allowed to have a tripod at a football, like a professional football game. And that's just like a rule here, because if you have a tripod, it's going to be really hard to move at the last minute. And the action is happening really quickly. So if you've got a monopod, it's just coming out of here. You can actually hold the camera by the monopod. And if a player is running towards you because you're taking the action in like that, and you know, you're popping your head up every now and then as you take pictures just to see, because it's different when you're taking pictures with a zoom lens. You don't want to be going like this and at the last minute see that the runner has the ball right there, right in front of you. You have to be able to move really quick. So a lot of people just have a monopod, so you can just, topple it over, lay it flat. You lay flat and you don't get run over by the football player. And football players are like, huge compared to the photographer. So yeah, it's really important. And the camera is usually one of this kinds of cameras where it's like not a super long lens. This is not a very long lens. This is like a 80 to 200, I think. 2.8 lens. It's got a filter on it or whatever. But even this is heavy. I've used like a huge lens before, and that is super heavy. You have to like turn the monopod and carry it over your shoulder like that because it's so heavy. Anyhow, that's one thing. You want to hold the bottom of the lens here like how I'm holding it, because you don't want to like continuously put stress on the camera here. Like what I mean is like stress on the mount here. Like I showed you the last time, it's a bayonet mount. So you turn it and twist it and then it goes on. This thing is super heavy. So if you're putting all the stress on here, eventually it's going to break. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but maybe in like a year, 5 years. Anyhow, I have it locked right now. You can have it limited if you want. I don't really use it on this type of camera too often, but basically this type of lens, I would have it on like continuous high for pictures. That means like it doesn't just snap one picture, a single picture. It snaps like a continuous amount of pictures, say like 10 seconds per frame, 10 pictures, right? In here. So it'd be like, instead of going ka-ching one time, it would go ka-ching, 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 right? That's the worst part though about photography, when like you're at a venue and you know you're working as a professional and everything, and there's somebody there. It's always a dentist, because dentists really like photography for some reason, but they're there and you're taking pictures, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, let me take pictures," and it's a distraction because you try to, you're tracking, say, a player, right? You're about to take your picture. You take your picture, and then there's somebody going ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. It's like, you have to think, why the hell are they pressing this thing so long? Like, all you have to do is press it one time, take the picture, and be done with it, right? And you have to understand also, when they're going ka-ching, 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 that's like 5 pictures in a row of the same object moving 5 seconds, down the ice or whatever, if they're doing like figure skating or hockey or whatever. The person hasn't changed. There's no like explosion or miraculous thing that you need to be taking 5 pictures at one time. I think it's just showing off. Nobody likes a show off. This is a D2X camera, actually, on here. I don't think they make this type of camera anymore. They repair it, but I don't think they make it anymore. I think it's just too bulky, and it is kind of loud when you take pictures. Everybody wants silent cameras nowadays, because you don't want, like, say you take this out into like, the woods or something, and you're taking pictures of birds. The birds are going to fly away because it's so loud. But this is where you'd put the flash. That's a hot shoe. You put the flash in here. See if I can just turn it on for you to see the back panel. Sorry, I didn't have it turned on before. But that's what the back panel looks like. There's no card in here. You would put the card in here, actually. Oops. Thing should open. Oh no. But you'd put the card in there. Got a grip on the bottom there. Looks like a standard Nikon camera. It's a little bit hard to get used to if you're using a different camera, like a D300. I do have my D300 strap on there. Like I said the other day, there's different types of Nikon cameras. I don't know, it's kind of confusing. Like, they make a type that's for like beginners, and then like a professional series of cameras and stuff like that. One day, I don't know, I try not to get angry or frustrated at people, but one day I went into this photography store. It was actually Black's Photography, and the clerk, I just wanted a memory card because I had to go really quick somewhere, and the clerk just like tried to give me a history on a memory card. I was like, what are you talking about? I told him the type of camera I had. I just wanted a memory card. And I think I must have said like, I want an SD card instead of a compact flash card, but he knew what I was talking about. I said, I want the big, thick card that they use only in Nikon cameras. And I was like, eventually, I just was like, is there somebody else I can talk to? Am I not allowed to buy something from here? Because I was just like, why are you wasting my time? You've spent like 15 minutes talking about a camera card. It's weird. It was a guy too. I think sometimes they think we're stupid because we're girls. Anyhow. Yeah. So it's one of those big cards that goes in. It looks like that huge. They don't really make those for cameras anymore. Now most cameras use SD cards. So that's why I think he thought that I was confused, but I wasn't. Anyhow, yeah. I'm getting a call in Japanese. Hi. Yeah, for some reason I'm listening to a whole bunch of Rihanna songs, actually. I love that video, the one that she did with Calvin Harris. She did actually two with Calvin Harris, and I like the one where she's got that male model in it. And isn't it like We Found Love in a Hopeless Place or something like that? I really like that one too. I don't know, maybe it's just because it's really upbeat and everything, and I don't like to be not upbeat. Anyhow, yeah, so it's a really cool video too. And there's one part that's really weird. Like, she's trying smoking a huge pack of cigarettes, and it's like 100 cigarettes into this big thing, and she's trying to smoke it. And then there's one part where she like is having a crazy trip, and she's having a dream or something like that, and she vomits, and it's like paper streamers that come out of her mouth when she vomits. It's kind of like, ew. Okay, I'm going to have to sign off pretty soon here because I have like 5 more stories to write for tomorrow. And I actually have to go outside and like keep my eyes open because I have to get used to actually being outside again. For the last couple of days, I've just been taking a whole bunch of pictures inside. And like this afternoon, in about an hour from now, I'm going to do that nature walk video. And it's usually like an hour kind of a hike through trails and stuff around the city, like outside of the city that we go to. So it's going to be a little bit tiring, and I'm going to have to actually go outside, because if I don't go outside, this is how I'm going to look. I don't know, the other day I could tell that I wasn't really getting used to it yet, because some lady was like, "Hi, how's it going?" And she's a really nice lady. She was right next to me, and I turned my head and I could see the person there, and I was like, "Hello," and then I realized that the lady was there, and I was like, wow, I actually had to turn my head and stare at her and apologize for saying that I couldn't see her. I don't know, really weird. They're cute though. That's one thing actually I should talk about. I bought these glasses online. It's the first time I ever bought glasses online. And, you know, I have this idea that glasses are not that expensive to make. They're plastic and glass, right? And it's a machine that makes all them. So usually it costs 300 bucks, right? Around 300 bucks to get new ones. And this time it was like 150. And I told this other lady who has got kids, and she's like, "What?" That was so funny. I was like, yeah, you just wasted 150 bucks, you know, on one pair, just one, not like two if you have kids and their face is growing, or, you know, their body's growing. You have to buy them every couple of years. And yeah, it was really funny to see their expression, like, oh, you know, I can't believe that I wasted all that money. It's different for people who have families. They have like more than one kid. They have to be really tight on expenses and stuff. So yeah, it was really, really funny. It's kind of cold here, actually. I don't know. It's supposed to be springtime. It's the first time that it hasn't snowed in the week. So I don't know. I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna see. It was a little chilly this morning when I went for a little walk. And that's another thing. I've got to like get a new strap for my Fitbit. You can also follow. Well, I've taken off a whole bunch of my videos for my channel that were like our nature walk videos, because it doesn't really have a lot to do with photography. But I think I'm going to start a new channel that's going to be about fitness. I do have one fitness video that's still on my YouTube channel. So if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can see it here. I'm just going to actually maybe put the link in, or I'll just go to my YouTube channel on my phone so that you can actually see it, because I'm trying to like look on my phone. But yeah, we had like every time we went out for a nature walk or whatever, I think people are really shocked to see the kinds of things. Like in most cities, you don't have like a huge rural park in the city or connected to one side of the city in most places. So that's my YouTube channel. Yeah, my real name is Massiah, which is odd. But it's great to have like a unique name like that, because not a lot of people have that same last name. And my initials are MMM, so I can be like Eminem. But yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find the link that I can post. Just give me a second and I'll see if I can just put it on here. I am kind of worried about YouTube and everything, because I really love YouTube, but just the idea that, you know, it's so screwed up, you won't have advertising anymore, is kind of a little worrying. Here, I'm going to put it in here so you can see my channel. I hope it shows up. There. Okay, so that's a link to my YouTube channel, and you can check it out. Like it if you like it. Like it if you don't like it. Sub if you want to or not. I don't care too much right now. Well, yeah, I do care. But yeah, so we always really track our steps and everything. We try to get 10,000 steps a day just because, I don't know, there's like a really big fitness component in this country right now, in Canada, I mean. I was really surprised. Like when I was younger, there was maybe like one person who was a little bit overweight in school, but that was it. And then when I went to Japan for high school, it was like a total, I don't know, it was weird. Like the teachers did gym with you. Like they actually ran with you if you had to do the school marathon. The teachers would run, or the teachers would play the games like baseball and soccer and stuff with you. Here, I find that the teacher just watches you as you do phys ed or whatever, or they mark you and whatever. You know, they don't actually do the activities with you, and I think that's what makes a lot of kids resentful for working out. Like they don't want to work out because nobody's going to do it with them or push them to do it. I had this gym teacher in Japan who would train us to do the school marathon, and everybody did the school marathon. Every student, every teacher did it. And like within 2 months of being at that school, I lost maybe like 20 pounds. And I had lost so much weight and looked so different that the people that were hosting me, the father was like a doctor. And he was like, you know, are you okay? You know, do you need more food or whatever? He's like, you're losing so much weight. And it's just because I wasn't healthy up until that point, you know. And I didn't realize it up until that point. Just like when I was in college, I like lived on my own after college, and I gained a whole bunch of weight because, you know, when you're in college, you don't really know yet how to cook food for yourself and all that. You just get junk food because, like, up until that point, somebody else is cooking and cleaning for you and all that, and you don't really know how to do those things for yourself. Anyhow, so after college, when I moved away, I moved to like a really rural area to work, where you could walk everywhere. It was a small town of like 2,000 people. And that's really a shocker for me because I lived all over Canada, and like I've lived in many different countries in the world, right? And I've never lived in a place where you could walk literally to everywhere. Like 2,000 people living in the whole area. So everybody knew each other. There was no point in driving, and I lost a ton of weight that way. So I'm trying to keep it up, trying to get my 10,000 steps every day. I've noticed now, though, that I don't even have to work out to get 10,000 steps. By the end of the day, I've already got 8,000 steps without doing my workout. So that's pretty cool. The only time I ever noticed that, really, was when we were in Vegas last year. It was so funny. I'm going to post a picture that I think I maybe have it on my YouTube channel or maybe on my Facebook page, because it's just hilarious. It's a picture of me in the Cosmopolitan shoe. If you've been to like Vegas, the Cosmopolitan Hotel, in the front lobby, there's a giant stiletto shoe, and I decided to sit in the stiletto, and I was just like, really funny. But when we were in Vegas, we walked around everywhere, and like, there's really great opportunities actually to just walk and like take the escalator outside and walk. And we walked up and down the strip, like literally our hotel the last time. The one before was the Paris Hotel. That's like right across from the Bellagio. And then the one after was Planet Hollywood. It's a little bit further down from the Paris Hotel. And yeah, that's middle of the strip. We walked all the way down to, I want to say, we didn't go really, really far all the way to like that Excalibur Hotel or whatever. We went to, I think we walked to the MGM Grand, and that's like almost at the end. There's like the Wynn Hotel, I think, is further down, but we didn't walk that far. But we walked all the way down to the MGM Grand. I think that's what it was, because there was a special show that was happening that night. But yeah, it was just amazing. And because it's hot too, you've got like a lot of water weight that you're losing as well. Okay, well, I'm gonna go. I was actually trying to find the stiletto picture. Maybe it's on my Instagram page. Let me just see. This is a picture of me yesterday. I was like getting ready to take pictures at Rugby. Actually, I'm trying to find it because it was really funny, actually. I'm going to find it and then I'm going to. Oh, here's a picture. It's just Caesar's Palace that I was at. I thought I had it in here. I guess. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's me in the stiletto at the Cosmopolitan Hotel. And as you can see, I'm like just wearing my like gym shorts and like a little tank top or whatever. But I thought that was hilarious that they actually let people, pose in a giant shoe. Vegas is just fun. I don't know. I just find it really fun. I think it's a little weird how they're trying to be more family friendly right now. But yeah. So this is what I mean. Like, there's like a little forest in the middle of the city. And it's like miles and miles and miles of forest and everything. I found that a whole bunch of people really like seeing where we're going. And they're really surprised that it's so green here. Like, there's a forest in the middle of the city of like 1.5 million people, right? Anyhow, I gotta go because I actually have to get ready to go on that walk or that hike, really. And I've got to take some more pictures. Okay, bye.